On a cold, winter day, Mr. Sullivan came to whilst walking alongside the edge of a road. He walked over to a woman and asked her for some help, only for her to scream loudly at the mere sight of him and run away in fear. Astonished at her response, Mr. Sullivan continued on his way and tried to flag down several passing cars, only for them all to speed up as soon as they saw him. He eventually called a taxi company, and when they arrived, they looked at him and they too sped away. The man went back to the same phone booth and called his wife, wanting to know what on earth was going on and why people seemed to be so afraid of him. A man answered the phone, in a voice he didn't recognize. Unfortunately, Mrs. Sullivan isn't available at the moment. She's at her husband's funeral. He died in a car accident last night. Finally, Mr. Sullivan found his way to a public bathroom. He looked in the mirror and found his face bloodied and bruised, his skin a mess, and his bones broken. His skin was pale and his eyes bloodied. He realized why everyone was so reluctant to stop for him. He was dead. He was a ghost. Once upon a time, a man and a boy who had lost their wife and mother moved into a new house. They were told by the locals in the village that the house was haunted, but neither the man nor the boy believed in ghosts, and they moved into the house quite happily. The child went downstairs and asked the maid of the home for a glass of water and some fruit, and she happily obliged. She also told the boy that there could be ghosts. Later that day, the little boy struck up a conversation with his father. "Daddy, I've been thinking. I could believe in ghosts. The maid told me there might be ghosts in the house." "Son, we don't have a maid. We need to leave."
A girl in a pretty white dress and embroidered sweater flags down an old man for a ride. He gives her a ride to her great-grandmother's house, and they have a lovely conversation, talking about the old days, and the elderly man shares some great stories with her. He drops her off at her grandma's house and he goes home. The following day, when he gets into his car to pick up some milk and the paper, he realizes the sweater is still in his car. He swings by the young girl's grandma's house to drop off the sweater, and her grandma answers the door. He explains why he's there. "I'm sorry, sir. I think you have the wrong address. My great-granddaughter died many, many years ago, wearing her favorite white dress, after a night out dancing." A young teen is babysitting for a family that is very, very wealthy, in a large mansion filled with a huge number of rooms and a vast number of interesting antiques and artifacts. Strangely, though, the father mentions to the girl that once the children are put to sleep for the night, the girl should only go to the basement and not spend her time in any other rooms of the house. She could watch television down there and be free to do anything else in the basement, but the rest of the house was off limits. She goes to the basement once the children are in bed, but quickly notices a large clown statue in the corner of the room. It appears to be staring at her. She continues to watch her show, but can't shake the feeling that the statue is following her around the room with its eyes. She puts a blanket over the statue eventually in an effort to make herself feel more comfortable, and then telephones the father of the children to ask if she can go and move to another room of the house, because she's so freaked out by the clown. "You need to leave now. We don't own a clown statue. The children have been telling us they've been seeing a clown in their room in the night, and we thought they were having nightmares. Take the children and get out." The young girl hangs up the phone, terrified. She turns around, but the statue is gone, leaving behind only the blanket on the floor.